Hey, Neil, does time stop if we could stop every movement of the universe?
Okay, that's a great question. And I thought about this from childhood, I remember, because every measure of time that we have involves something that repeats, right? So a seconds or a clock or something vibrates. And I thought to myself, if nothing vibrated, would there be time? And so if nothing repeats, then there can be no measure of time. But that doesn't mean there is no time. So the only thing that would matter if nothing repeated regularly is the sequencing of events that you witnessed. So you could say this happened before that, and that would have meaning for you in your life and in your perspectives on the universe. And so you would just sequence it. So your books would just be written. This happened before that. You wouldn't assign a date to it that involved repeating years or repeating months, days, hours, minutes, or seconds. So uh, there's no reason to think that there would be no time. Only the measurement of time would go away. There you have it.
All right. We got another question here. Let me pull this one up.
Oh,
So
by
many
the way,
people have bad.
just while we're there, just
Yep.
okay. You cannot know the variations. You cannot measure the variations of something unless your unit of time is smaller than the unit of variations you're trying to measure. Now that sounds it's that's what I just said there is deeply profound in the world of physics. So, for example, the rotation of the Earth used to define the day. How long is a day? It's one rotation of the Earth. Okay, can't get any better than that. Oh, yes, you can. Let us offload the measurement of a day, which is 24 hours and 60 minutes per hour and 60 seconds in a minute. Um, 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute. Let's offload that and now precisely identify the length of a second. So now you go into an atom, the cesium 137. There's a transition between of electrons in the energy levels, and then you count up how many of these you define that you say that's the second. Now it's not dependent on the Earth. So how many seconds are in a day? I think 86,400 or whatever the number is. That and you count that out. When we started doing that is when we learned that Earth is slowing down. We need leap seconds to make up for the fact that Earth is slowing down in our rotation. You could not have even known that unless you had a more precise measurement of time than Earth itself. Otherwise, your very measure of time would be changing and there'd be no way for you to know it. So that's deeply philosophical, but it's important. And this is the underpinning. This, if you want to look under the hood of what we do in science and physics in particular, that's the kind of stuff that's going on behind the scenes.